Hi, this is Pastor Steve of North Hollywood First United Methodist Church. This week, we're opening up the scriptures to Mark chapter 7, verses 24 through 37. We're going to read a troubling account where Jesus uses a derogatory term that Jews often used to describe Gentiles. And in all fairness, the Gentiles had their equally unflattering terms of Jews. But it is still a weird moment because we're not used to hearing these kinds of things fall from the lips of Jesus. And we don't know what was going through Jesus' mind. Maybe he was just providing an object lesson for his disciples, or maybe he was learning something in the midst of just how his ministry was intended to reach all people throughout all the world, about how the heavens had been opened when he was baptized, and how the Spirit of God was at work even beyond the barriers that people had drawn around God's action and God's affections. But it calls us to remember the names that we use to dehumanize people. Joseph Sangl, who was a commandant at Treblinka extermination camp, was once asked why the Nazis dehumanized people that had been brought to die anyways. And his answer was simple. It allowed his soldiers and men to do what they needed to do. And in the end, when you read through the thousands and thousands of pages of Nazi documentation, what you will find is that the word killing is very rarely used. And the first time that one of the great Holocaust experts saw the word killing, it was in reference to the Nazis having to kill their dogs. Everywhere else, it was about a solution. It was about liquidation. It was never about what it was, killing. In our social platforms, we move to call each other name very quickly. We lead with name calling when we're angry, and we end our arguments with name calling. We rarely talk about issues, and we are always working to somehow put whoever we are in argument with beneath us, make them less than human. We think it gives traction to our arguments, but the reality is all it does is break down this beautiful world that God has created. And it obscures our image or our ability to see that every human being bears the image of the Creator and that every human being is a child of God. So I invite you to join me either online or here in our Fountain Courtyard on Sunday mornings at 10:30. And let us consider the ways in which we dehumanize one another, as well as discuss how faith can break down those barriers, can step over those boundaries, and how faith can both restore our own humanity and the humanity of our enemies. Go in peace.